Hello and welcome to episode 4 of our Keyolion campaign. In the last episode, we fought against Ormom and Poiuymew, and it was quite the expensive war. But we needed to get the province of Denam for our mission tree, and so for that we are now about 1,000 ducats in debt, which is rather rough considering we are losing a lot of money currently. Though part of that is that we are over our force limit, and that is a problem that we can very easily fix by firing some of the mercenary companies that we had hired. And now we are right at our force limit, which will be just fine. That means that we are still losing 6 ducats a month, and our interest is 2.68. So we are going to need to find ways to kind of supplement our economy as we go forward here. We were able to take Denam and this colony and another island out here, Saragastisi, which will be very good in future wars against people like Keyolion. For right now, let's go ahead and look at our mission trees that we've done. Well, actually, I mean, technically, this is asking me to spend 100 ducats. And right now, I really don't know if I want to do that. Actually, I think I do. Colonies are more likely. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just complete it. Fund magical research. To complete this, we need 40 mage loyalty and some money. So, sugarcane demands warm weather and steady irrigation to grow and thrive. The rivers flowing from the Hazmahaz mountain range are abundant, but the climate is harsh and unpredictable. If we are to continue expanding our sugarcane plantations, we will need to adapt. Fortunately, years of experience have given the edge to our transmutators. Perhaps with an increase of funding, some of them might discover ways to grow sugarcane in more unconventional places. Keyolion gets coastal urbanization until the end of the game, giving minus 10% local construction cost and time, 10% local trade power plus one possible number of buildings, minus 10% dev cost, and we start the construction of a mage tower for 0% of the cost and 100% of the time, and we lose 100 ducats. And now we need to switch over to the Madariatic rule, so we can go here and change our political philosophy if we go ahead and stab up, which I will, just to make sure that we can complete this in a decent amount of time. Switch over to this. It also makes our admin advisor cheaper, which isn't bad. And now we can organize the agronomers, or agronomers, probably, yes, I would say it. The first practitioners of magic in Keyolion were regular citizens and landowners, mages who were well versed in transmutation, would tend to their own plantations and enhance the crops, resulting in the highest profits of all the landowners. The most renowned would return to the Keyon, where they would practice their magic, research new ways of cultivation, and teach the population, for a price. While these mages play a significant part in production advancements, they have always been limited by their scale of operations. We have already hired a few, but to successfully tackle the sugarcane issue, we must organize these individuals and establish the Agronomers Association. So we lose 50 admin power. For 20 years, we get minus 20% reform progress growth. We get a free Tier 2 government reform, which gives us 50% more production efficiency in sugar provinces. New colonies are 4 times more likely to produce sugar, and we get +1 admin-free policies, which is rather strong. We now need to develop Piroga and build a marketplace there, and that gives us monthly splendor, which is very nice. And we need to build a marketplace and a workshop in our capital, and a dock. We need to produce at least 8 units of sugar. Okay, we can work towards that. Alright, so, first of all, I think we're going to sell titles here. I don't really want to, but we need to, because I need some kind of money to start paying off this stuff. I will summon a diet as well. Number of loans less than 1 is probably not going to happen. I can build a spy network on Ormom. That will work for me. We can choose an idea group here, and it probably should be a military one, as we're still trying to catch up on Diplo and admin tech. So if I look at what's good for producing sugar specifically, if that's kind of what we want to do, we're probably going to want something like trade and economic. Though there is an argument to be made to go for a colonial one, I think we're going to stay away from that due to our debt. We can't really afford 2 colonies anyways. We might as well just go plutocratic then. Right? It's good. It'll help us. We'll take it. Why not? Alright. As for rivals, we will rival our old overlord. And I don't think I need to do any of this. I don't really need a general at the moment. We are running with 2 guys here. I don't know if we can really afford to keep them, but at the same time, I don't really know if we can afford to not keep them. We're going to need to build a navy. There's lots of things that we absolutely need to do here, but we'll get there in time. Alright, we are going to stop paying for our troops, and we are going to pay off our most expensive loans here. We do have 1% loans, which are not too big of a deal. I will pay off these more expensive ones, except maybe not this one. What's our loan size right now? 45? I mean, it is technically larger, but I'd rather not do too much. All right, Ormom, let's build that spy network on you when we get the chance. There we go. And we can now invest in a new idea, which makes our mercenary cost cheaper and regiment cost cheaper. So that will save us some money. Keyolion has decided that now they want to actually go and fight. Losing 1.4 ducats a month. I mean, could be worse. Let's go ahead and protect trade here to make a little bit more cash. What's our trust looking like with you? Yeah, let's try and get that maxed out. There we go, get you to 90. Now, I need another 100 ducats. And I get more development for that. Okay. And once this is cored... Yeah, there's our truce up with our old overlord. Okay, we need to make sure that we can click twin capital as soon as possible. So that way we can vassalize these guys. So we're gonna need money for that. And it does want us to go down and take things here, but, you know, one step at a time. Let's throw an embargo down on that rival. That will work. We could probably go speed 5 as we sit here and kind of hope that nobody messes with us for a while. We can get rid of this edict, and this devastation is not going to go away very quickly. Ooh, advisor cost reduction, that's nice. Though we are Ruinborn, which is a natural minus 0.1, so it's actually not too bad. That is pretty good. Because I'd like to get prosperity back in here as soon as possible. We're now only losing 0.17 ducats a month. Suppose that's a better start. Yeah, I don't really want to lose the stability, thank you. Merchants are loyal, which gives us more trade efficiency. Philosophers are influential, that gives us more tax. Not too shabby. We will repay loans when I can. Does anyone else want to ally me? Amion would ally me, and Gremos would ally me as well. Now, you aren't worth it. You, I think, are fine to ally, but allying Amion is just going to bring me to a Worth Laurenkar, and I don't want that. I can't really afford to fight them. Okay, Denam is court. The Denam Delta plays a strategic role in our plans. The drylands offer little opportunity for larger settlements to support the extraction and shipment of sand towards Piroga. Owning Denam would alleviate this issue and allow us to build a new Keyolion, a hub for our operation. The Delta, however, has also got the attention of the other Keyolions. We get a permanent claim on Elokos and Kilokos, and it gets minus 20% local dev or construction cost and dev cost for 25 years, and gets coastal urbanization as well. Okay. Election, we will keep re-electing our 666. So it makes it very cheap to develop here. Which we may want to develop with our Diplo points instead of taking this tech. Well, no, we can probably take the techs and then develop. Would probably be an alright thing to do. We can 0.44 a month. I really don't want to lose my stability. So we're going to have to take this hit to our reform progress, which kind of sucks. But, again, I really don't want to lose stability. Okay, that colony is completed, so let's move on to our next one. Go ahead and state that up. All that is stated. Very good, and we should be able to take the tech now. Wonderful, that gives us access to workshops, which, if we can get a workshop built in our capital, will be worth a lot of money. And may even be worth taking another loan for. We shall see. And then I'll take another Diplo tech as well. Now we can just focus on developing for our missions. As for Ormom, let's just get some claims going. Just because we can. And let's build a spy network on Keyolion here. I mean, preferably Ormom wins this war, because they have all their troops here, but Keyolion also does. They've lost their capital, though. I wonder if Ormom would want me to... No, I have a truce, so I can't do shenanigans where I rent out Condottieri. Morale army 10% -1 national unrest. Sounds like a pretty good thing for us to grab here. Now, I mean, we're really just waiting. Yeah, sure, I'll stake this up. Why not? I mean, if I had the Navy, I'd attack them right now, but I don't. So, I'm not going to worry about it. You don't really want access through me, I don't think. I think you might, but you don't. That's very unfortunate if these rebels actually rise up. Do I want to raise autonomy and prevent them from rising up, or do I just want to go fight them? I think we just go fight them. I think that's the best course of action. Just hope that they don't rise up on the island. That would be... Oh, they're more likely to. Okay, good. We get a tick of morale here. Maybe 2 ticks of morale. And then we can go in and fight them. Not too big of a deal. Yeah, I'll repay it. And worst comes to worst, if we take another loan, then we just have a larger loan. And that's not that big of a deal. I mean, we could deck these guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. It was just a joke. Just a little joke from me. Haha, funny joke. We can't do that. Not at all. A new people. For years now, we have lost the ties to our candy overlords. As time passes, people change, and some no longer consider us to be the same as our cousins that never left the island. So, Seleucia becomes Keyolion. It's our new primary culture, +1 unity prestige, -50% cultural conversion cost, -50% foreign core duration. Every owned province gets resistance of a new people for 10 years, giving 25% war score cost, and we create a level 1 center of trade in our capital. No, we are Elkandi no longer. We are our own people. So did everybody get a center of trade there? I guess not, because they got annexed. That would kind of make that more difficult. Okay, so I think eventually we're going to want to build a fort somewhere. I think here is probably the best place. Well, no, we have this mountain here, which would be the best spot for a fort. And then maybe like here on this highland would be pretty good as well. I don't know. We don't really have the money to build a fort right now. Though we are bringing it back. Still have 792 ducats to pay off, but that's fine. And you have 14 troops. I mean, 2 of their allies wouldn't join right now, but look at those numbers. Yeah, I mean, we just can't. The fact that they're allied to these guys seems weird to me. I don't know, they seem like natural enemies, so I'm not really sure why they're friends. But I don't know. Whatever works for them, I guess. Okay, you need to be developed. You need 8 Diplo development here. And then... where else do I need development? Where else? Where else? There's gotta be something. Somewhere. That's demanding us to... Okay, here we go. All provinces in the Devon sugar... or Devon region that produce sugar need at least 5 production. Okay, well in that case, then... let's do a bit of development here. Because then we can start getting prosperity in our capital again. Right? Oh no, there's still devastation in our capital. Oh, okay, well that will go away here in a moment. There we go. Now we will start to build that up. We're making money again. I think we saved the 100 ducats up. Well, I say that and then I have to repay loans. We'll try and save the 100 ducats up to complete this. Because it does give us 6 production development. Agenda of the diet. Anything that gives me money? No. You will give me crown land if I build that, so we'll think about it. The adventurers are still pretty upset. Pretty mad. I could give them generous quest rewards. That would, in the long term, make them more loyal. So let's do that, and then we'll need to pay for our troops, and then we'll seize land. But, we do need them to be loyal at some point. Would be nice. go. Get rid of those guys. Disaster is not really a real disaster, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just the plutocratic coup. We are about to have some dudes that are not so happy with our leadership decisions. And honestly, I think we just lower autonomy and accept that we're going to have to fight a bunch of rebels here. Because, I mean, money now is kind of important. Because Keyolion could at any moment decide that they're wanting to destroy us. And there's not really much that we could do about it. So we need to be ready to at least try and defend ourselves, you know? And hopefully our ally would defend us there. I don't know if they would, though, because they are allied with Keyolion. So they may decide that they don't need our help. Or they don't want to help us. Balance of power for an extra diplomat. Or temples and cathedrals give more local tax. Let's go for the balance of power. More loyalty is nice. And I can start to improve with neighboring countries. Land theft. That's an oof. I guess just make them both upset. I don't really want to give them any crown land. That's just more people that are mad at us. Huge. That's what you want, right? You want your entire nation to be mad at you, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. We can afford to take another plutocratic idea for the 0.1 monthly government reform, and we also complete building tall. A prevalent thought among those who migrate to Devon is that the land is endless and bountiful, and as such, one should always be looking outwards. This is not so in Keyolion, built originally by the Octakeoni settlers who have always been more interested in the coast. The city was never one that chose to settle much of the interior of the continent. While this does mean that the region controlled by it is smaller than most Nakis, in general the land under its rule tends to be much more densely populated and even somewhat urbanized. Minus 5% construction cost and minus 10% development cost. Very nice. I could sell titles here, but I don't know if I really want to. What I would love to do is like build these workshops and do the missions. That would be the best case scenario for us. I also need to build this marketplace because it will give us monthly splendor, which is very strong. Nice. Our center of trade in our capital has become level 2. Yep, pay off the loans. Again, we'll try and get to 100 ducats, but if we can pay off loans, we'll pay off loans. Our ducat size, or sorry, not our ducat, our loan size has increased to 54. So, like, we're getting close to the point where I may want to reorganize my debt into less loans, but loans that are larger. That way we're taking less inflation when we are not paying them off in time. But, you know, is what it is. Okay, now, do I really care about this Diplotech? I mean, I do, because the naval morale is really important, but at the same time, I don't have a navy. So, is it that important, or is money more important? I don't really think that's a trick question. I think it's a pretty straightforward answer, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think money is probably more important at the moment, since we don't really have a navy. And I don't have the money to build a navy because I have to pay off all my loans. You know, sometimes it is just like that. You are a vassal of Ormom. Yep, go ahead and pay that off. Here we go, making 3.3 a month now. Very good. And as long as we can keep a couple of allies around, then hopefully we'll be left alone by Keyolion. I think what we need to have happen is for a Meon to get too small to be a valid rival of Keyolion, and then maybe they will rival their ally. Because this is a super rough alliance for us. We will be taking that admin tech on time. Oh, colony is completed. That's good. Where do we want our next colony to go? Probably to here. To cut our soon-to-be vassal off from colonizing any farther down here. So I guess we can look at the trade goods. There's a 7.3% chance of gold there. And a much lower chance of gold here. Okay. Well, let me go for the gold. It would be a huge benefit to us if we can get some gold. That would fix our economy short term, but in general. The Dynamic Cabinet of Seleucia. So we can get a Commandant that's level 2 that's 50% cheaper. Or I could just take military power and prestige. I mean, can I really afford a level 2 advisor that's cheaper? No, not particularly. But it's too good to pass up on, I think. Like, I should rephrase that. I can afford it, yes. Is it worth the investment? Probably. But I like money. So I will just have to part with it. There is no other way. Alright, peace. By peace, I mean more settling, which is nice. 39, okay. We are not going to be taking that. We do get galley combat ability in our national ideas. So maybe we do just build a bunch of galleys. They're cheaper, that's for sure. They're not that expensive, so we can build up to our force limit in galleys. But if they start building heavies, which I would only assume they would eventually, then we'll run into some real issues. But who knows, maybe they won't. We are going to buy down some of this inflation with our admin points, since we're about to max out. I think that is worth more than just expanding infrastructure everywhere, but I can also do said expanding of infrastructure. I guess we can only do it on 2 provinces. Not a huge deal, though. But we will simply wait for starting up. We're definitely chilling right now. It's unfortunate. There's nowhere that I can really get a good exploit off of, so I think we're just going to have to take another loan here. Oof. Oof, but I don't want to lose my stability. This can be stated up. Very good. That will lower the autonomy. Should go automatically to 0, right? Yep, pretty much. We have outdone some of our guys there. No one is really loyal enough for me to seize land, so we're just going to have to kind of deal with it. You are no longer a valid rival, apparently. Go ahead and revoke an embargo on you. And we're about 1 year out from the next tech that we need to take. Truce with Ormond is up, so we don't have truces with anybody right now. Making 3 ducats a month. Okay, we're gonna hire a Diplo advisor. We're gonna keep electing her until she dies, which is gonna really hurt our Republican tradition. But she's so good, and this is helping us catch up on tech. Well, it helped us catch up, I should say, past tense, and now it's helping us get ahead and have enough points to develop as well. So we also unfortunately got wool here, but I'm not re-rolling it. It's not high enough for me to reasonably go and re-roll all the time. 357 days left to get some inno for taking this. Cost 386. This costs 620. And I will not be trading all that out. Goods produced for agricultural boon. That is a yearly inflation guy. That's half price. I wonder if I can get your full price trader. I was hoping for a half price trader. 31 crowns, less autonomy, philosophers gain loyalty and merchants lose it, which is perfect. Yeah, whatever. So now we're just waiting on the nobility to be happy and the adventurers to be happy as well. Okay. There's bandits and Piroga. Hopefully the Adventurers Guild can figure that out. We're going to max out on admin points again, so let's buy down inflation twice. Make sure that we're not running with that like crazy. You hit these guys, and I believe... Never mind, I would have believed wrong that that was the last bit of rebels we were going to deal with. Let's go down here and make sure they don't rise up in our core territories. There we go. And if they rise up here, they rise up here. It's not a huge deal. Obviously, don't want it, but I'll survive. All right, we can take all these techs on time. Look at that. Now we're 13 years ahead of time on tech, and I can choose a new idea group. I think admin is probably going to be what we want to do because we're going to be developing with our Diplo and our mill points. So I'm thinking economic probably. National tax and yearly Republican tradition is really good. I mean, infrastructure is also a good choice. Infrastructure is very strong. It's just provincial trade power for the policy. I mean, infrastructure is just really, really good. But I think we go economic here, just because we do get the yearly Republican tradition, and I don't choose it as often anymore, so I'll choose something different. We are almost to our... Okay, these are the 1% loans, so we're going to extend them. Yes. We're almost to our 100 crowns that we need to complete a mission here. So I'm going to extend this loan too. I know this episode has been much more chill, but we definitely had a exciting couple of last episodes. So we do need a little bit of time to possibly recuperate a bit. We could actually get rid of these rebels if things go our way. There's 50% national tax from economic ideas. And we'll hold off to build our galleys until after we have the minus 10% galley cost, just so we save a little bit of cash. But if we can get naval superiority in this region, then, I mean, all this is ours. There's nothing they'll be able to do about it. So that should probably be our next goal, is to do that. Right, there is the 100 ducats we need for the Northern Brethren. Amidst the crisis, we formed a kinship with people that share our vision. In the years to come, this newfound friendship will benefit both our countries as we strive to recover and prosper. We must use this period of peace to establish closer connections with our brethren, let the slave trade flourish once more. We gain 6 base production, randomly split between the sugar-producing provinces, and Chaos, our ally, gets coastal urbanization, and we lose 100 crowns. Okay, we're going to take 2 loans, and we're going to go and pay off those 1% loans. I guess we're going to take a 3rd loan. There we go. Pay those off. And then we're going to go to the merchants, and we're going to say, hey, I'd like to go indebted to the merchants. That gives us a bunch of money that we can kind of play around with, which means I can build my marketplace in Piroga, and I can build... I mean, really, a marketplace here would be a good idea. I'm going to build a workshop first. We also need to build a workshop in Piroga. And I need 20% crown land owned. Okay. Yeah, I can repay 1 more loan. Keyolion needs a marketplace, a workshop, and a dock. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I mean, that is, you're asking a lot from me here to do that. Money or proceed? I'll take that money. Thank you very much. I can grab another merchant as well. Not that it really does much for us, but hey, it's better than nothing. It will bring in some amount of money. Ooh, wow, almost 0.1 whole ducats. It's impressive. That's pretty good. But we'll take what we can get. We're going to build a marketplace in our capital so we can get more control over this trade. Look at that, we're making 4 ducats a month now. Then I can go and build a workshop here. And yes, they must be counter-espionaging us since they keep catching our spies. She's 67. Is it really worth the 8 Republican tradition to re-elect her? I think it is. I say that and then she'll immediately die. They want to build a school in Keyolion, which, like, yeah, I should. I'm just waiting for my nobles to become loyal. Oh. What? What's going on here? Attacking to me on the Degaconi conquest. Interesting. I don't know exactly what's happening here. I don't know how these two are at war. Huh. Oh, they got called in by these guys. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. They're doing some shenanigans. There goes our stability. That is very sad, but I am sitting on 660 Diplo points. So let's go ahead and throw those down into any coastal province that will take them pretty much. And then we'll move inland and start to develop those as well. And we'll just keep piece by piece, little by little, improving our economy. Alright, Move here. And what's our force limit at right now? 17. We probably should build up to our force limit. Ramp up production. We have built up marketplace and workshop in Piroga. Thanks to the new technique acquired from our Bedifer, our glass products have become very popular among the Elkandi. New technological discoveries have also made it possible for a more rapid processing of the materials into the finished goods. If we invest a little into this infrastructure, Piroga can become a booming hub for glass artisans and traders alike. So until the end of the game, we get minus 5% construction cost, 0.25 yearly prestige, and plus 1 monthly splendor. And we get Keyolion glass organized guilds until the end of the game on Piroga, which gives plus 5 local trade power, 0.5 goods produced, and 20% trade value. Now I need 20% crown land and 200 crowns. And I'll get some mage towers. And I get plus 1 possible number of manufactories. Like, everywhere plus 1 possible number of manufactories? Because that's kind of nuts. That is a very good modifier, if so. Okay, core that up. The nobility are almost there. Oh, yeah, look at that. Now we're making 8 ducats a month. Oh, we are so going to be good here. I mean, we still have 848 ducats of debt, but it's not all that big of a deal. With this kind of income, we can start to outscale it. Yeah, we're going to get some rebels here, so let's build up, spend our money on some troops, just to make sure that we are at least somewhat of a scary person to attack. Get that Republican tradition, thank you. We're just waiting for the nobility to be loyal. 0.1 yearly inflation reduction is huge for us, and we also get cleaved sea galley craft. The cleaved sea has always been important to our people. Its beautiful waters were the only thing other than our cities that would remain untouched by the winds of the Keyolion, and it provides the quickest way to move between settlements. Due to its essential role, we have continuously sought to improve the vessels we use to navigate it. And it's actually kind of dirt cheap to choose a Naval Doctrine right now, so we're going to click on that galley combat ability. Because now we have plus 40% galley combat ability. We take something like, I don't know, quality at some point, and we will be super solid on defending ourselves from the people on Elkand. I really don't want to lose nobility loyalty, I'm going to be honest with you. So, we're not going to get it in time, are we? I don't think so. Do I even have any professionalism? I do have 4. I'd rather not lose things, though, if possible. That's alright. I'd rather just not deal with rebels when I revoke here. Next month. Okay. Oh, we do have all power cost right now from our mages being so strong. So let's make sure we take this idea first for the 10% goods produced. And then we can go ahead and revoke Crown Land, which puts us at 21%. Now we can save up the 200 ducats to possibly complete the Institute of Agronomy, which will give us some pretty good value. But we're in a pretty good spot now. So we are just kind of building up, waiting, biding our time as we look towards building up a navy now that we actually have an economy of some kind. We can go beat people up to pay off our debt now. So that is probably what we do next time, is we just build a galley fleet that no one else can contest. They do have some heavies, but with enough galley combat ability, hopefully it won't matter. But that is going to be it for today. I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.